better out than in. I'll tell you what, I can't even tell you honestly how many jobs I had, so I'm gonna double check before I done tell and spill the beans on how many. Mm. We did fucking 8 fucking jobs. So typically I do 1 minute per customer, but I kind of speed ran through these. I'm not even gonna lie about it. So I'm gonna try to remember all these customers. I'm just gonna put your numbers and put the numbers down. I'm just gonna use one hand. So let's try again. Now, our very first customer of the day, they were not on site. They had seemed like somebody was trying to help rebuild a house or some shit like that. They had employees, stuff like that. Hard to get in contact with when it came to payment. I knew it was gonna be on some fuck shit just because of the area. Sometimes that's why I just be waking up feeling like someone's gonna be on some bullshit. It definitely was. Second job I went to while my coworker was handling. Cause I actually had a coworker that could co-work. He could do just about everything that I can. The only difference is strength wise, but still, I fuck with him heavy. So I went to the second job, got that banged out by myself because we're still waiting on the fuck customer answer. Go to a third job. He ends up going to a third job with himself. So we end up doing 2 jobs separately and then re-intervening. So I went to a job, he went to a job. The job that I went to without him, the first one was originally supposed to be a bed frame. He went to a different bed frame job. When I tell you we had 2 different bed frames, I mean we had 2 different bed frames. And then he had the audacity to tell me that the lady at his bed frame job is amazingly beautiful, like a 10 out of 10. And this nigga got a girlfriend. I'm single. Why the fuck wouldn't I see the hot 10 out of 10? I need women in my life. Not really. Most of y'all too crazy for me, and I'm too crazy for anyone else. Anyway, back to the point. So he telling me about how attractive this woman is. I'm like, what the fuck? What? So I'm thinking the next lady I get, because basically I would say most of our clientele of the 8 jobs that we did were more females than males. One person that didn't actually one person that wasn't on site, and like 3 if not 4 people that just wouldn't answer their phone and didn't want our services. So even though I did 8 jobs, I probably talked to or tried to talk to about 11 people, if that makes any sense to y'all. Back to the point. So he got to help out this attractive lady that I don't even know what the fuck it looks like, and he keeps bragging about me like, nigga, you have a girlfriend. Leave the house for me. Oh, I was supposed to say it is what it is. So I don't know why we just bound on that for a hot minute. And then it took him a little bit longer to do that bed frame. I was a little bit salty because I'm like, what the fuck does it take so long to do a bed frame? And then I saw what the fuck the bed frame looked like. I was like, I'm done being salty. Fuck it. Yeah, you did what you had to do, man. Because my bed frames, all I had to do was I had a standard bed frame. The way he described his like something you'd see like a it was like a how do I explain it? Rich people bed frame. Like from what he told me, it basically took up her whole entire room. I've literally seen bed frames where they're like big enough where it's like, so you didn't even want a room, you just want something to put your bed in, right? Because how the fuck do you expect to get around in here? Like how the so I get what he meant by like that shit was huge, and like I said, I saw the back of his truck. That shit was huge. Fair, fair. Like I said, mine just popped out. I got that shit done within like 5 to 7 minutes. So I did. I was on my second one. He was still finishing on his second one. We're intervening. I think on another one. I don't remember. Maybe that was number 4, number 5, some shit like that. So I figured I was literally 10 minutes from that job. He was 20 minutes. I'm like, fuck this. Because I'm exhausting this shit on myself. Because I'm the type of workhorse that's like work, 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 work. The faster I work, typically I would think the faster I get out. That's not always the case. In this world, the faster that you work, that just means more work you did. Because explain to me why I did fucking 8 jobs and I didn't make shit. Exactly. Like financially, I don't generally think I made shit. Customers kind of halfway decent with the tipping, but of the 8 jobs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's actually pretty damn good. Of the 8, 7 tips. I think the only one that didn't tip was a national account, which just means that there's no possibility of being tipped because national accounts don't really have people that pay it. They're just like invoiced. Actually, it still doesn't even equal $100 in tips though. I don't even give a fuck about that. I don't know because I don't mind working. But I feel like if this is gonna be performance based type of job, I need to be able to have the opportunity to perform. But I also am well aware of say this, do that, say this, and it's just like it doesn't have to align. Just don't fucking cause a problem 9 times out of 10. What customer was I on? So we re-intervened at this one that I said I was 10 minutes away from. He was roughly about 20 some minutes. I explained to him that I'm gonna wait till you show up because why the fuck am I rushing? So we ended up going to that one. It was just like a fucking TV. Shit was a breeze. Customer was easy to talk to. She had a hella bike. She had like 7, 8, 9 bikes. I think it's customer 4. I'm actually looking at the payments and stuff like that, but it doesn't go in order either. And then after that, we talked to her. I feel like a little bit too long. We get done with her. We end up going together to the fifth job, which was trying to think what the fuck the fifth job was. I generally think that might have just been a dud type of customer. We tried to get in contact, that didn't work. And then we definitely had a lot of driving around for the fact that, if I remember correctly, we had like 4 to 5 jobs done before noon. I thought it was impressive because, like, I've worked with some goats before, and I think the most jobs I've ever done in a day was like 10, maybe. And that was an all day thing. Like, it was from fucking 7 o'clock, but we don't get on the trucks till 8 o'clock, till about like 6, 7 o'clock at night. So it's just like, and that actually generally felt like it was more of a kind of need to be that long, but I think it was mainly because of driving 2 truck. And the thing about that day was I literally was playing catch up half the time with my partners. I'm like, what the fuck? It's retarded. But no, today I didn't feel like it was playing catch up. We did try to stay together, but if I remember correctly, we did one together. We both did two by ourselves, so that's how I got to 4 or 5. And then the rest of them we finished out together. The rest of the 4, yeah, yeah. I don't think we split anymore because I'm like, you can't be alone. Why the fuck you get? 'Cause what upset me is, ain't I got nothing to do. Why the fuck do I get all these elderly women? You get that 110, and we don't go see. We didn't get no other tens. You told me like I'm from 8 customers today, and there was 110, and you're the nigga. You got a girlfriend, Mister Goldilocks. I don't have a woman in my life. I have many females in my life that I try to talk to, can't figure out what the fuck I want, if I want anything from her. But nothing ever comes out of it because I'm socially awkward and I don't want to be that type of weird. I am weird though. So at the end of the day, yes, I probably do have a female to talk to, but do I want to? Fuck no, she's annoying or she's weird or I don't really like the fact that X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and it's cool if she don't like to talk to me. I don't want to talk to her either. The most favorable person I have to talk to in my life is me, and I don't even like me half the times. So back to the point. Overall, I would say I was frustrated throughout the day, but I would say it was also a very high content day, in my opinion. So even though I'm gonna cut this a little bit short, I did probably make about 4 or 5 videos in real time, me conveying messages of how I'm feeling in between these jobs or these customers, all this, all that. So even though for y'all TikTok, you get a little bit of a snippet of, yeah, this is my day, but YouTube gets the whole entire, yeah, this, yeah, this is what it was. But I don't really, no, definitely I ain't got no complaints about my coworker today because he, like I said, he was generally a coworker.
When I was in high school.
He's strong. He could drive. He can talk to the customers. He can sell. Like, there's nothing I can complain about this nigga. He got better hair than me. Like, he do. I call him Mr. Goldilocks because his hair kind of later comes down here, and then he got that southern accent. So I'm just like, yeah, okay. I can see why the women want you. I can see a little bit. I can see long hair, southern accent, man's jolly. Either way. Yeah, no, I'd say aside from me just being emotionally me, it was fairly an easy day. I just didn't really care for the customers I had to have. Nobody was really upset. The bullshit was really in the morning. I did have, like I said, probably a total of 11 customers, but we're only able to service 8 of them because of the 11. I don't know what's the math for. Maybe 3. No, 3, because 8 and 4 is 12. So of the 11, like I said, at least 3 of them were not picking up their phone. One of them we actually showed up on site to. Another one was like 40 minutes away from us. We're like, should we go out there? And he's like, no. And we're like, did you get in contact with them? He was like, no. And then there was a couple of them I tried to get in contact with, and they'd be like, oh, we canceled the day before. Hmm? Actually, no, the side one. One I went out to didn't answer. The other one I called a couple times, texted them, communicated, and they said they tried to cancel the day before. And I think the third one, that one might have been actually serviced already. I'm just like, so one's a cancel, one's not home, the other's been serviced. I learned not to get frustrated, just let it out because it's better out than in. Because at some point or another, I'm gonna let it out. And sometimes I'm going to apologize, but I'm not going to want to realistically. So I figure if I let it out in other times, I don't have to apologize for the outburst because I really meant it. No apology needed. And I don't generally like to apologize. I just rather change my behavior. I just rather not think about it. But what's an apology worth if nothing changes? It's my reason for also not liking to apologize. Because just because I said sorry don't mean I mean it. I grew up in that environment where say sorry. Now say it like you mean it. So manipulate you better. Noted. I'll try that. Thank you very much. I don't like manipulating, but we're all doing something.